Very good morning, children. This is Full Kumari, and today we are going to learn Standard 5th Social Studies, Lesson 18, Birth of the United Nations, and also we are going to talk about Lesson 19, Work of the UN. Let's see what are the topics we are going to cover here. That is, formation of the United Nations, objectives and achievements of UN, major organs of the UN and their roles. So let's start. Now children, first we are going to talk about formation of the United Nations. Okay, before that I just want to tell you one story. Children, over the years many wars have been fought all over the world. Two world wars, First World War and Second World War have happened and that destroyed many countries. The First World War, when it was happened during 1914 to 1919. And what was the result? It resulted in the destruction of life and property. Seeing the result of the First World War, an organization that called the League of Nations was formed to preserve peace and solve any disputes that arose between countries. But in spite of this, the Second World War broke out. That's in 1939, right? And that caused more destruction. After the war, a stronger and more effective organization was created to maintain peace among the country. And you know what was that organization? This was the United Nations organization. And today we are going to learn about this only. So let's start. Wait a minute. Yes. The United Nations organization was formed on 24th October 1945 at San Francisco. And what was the main aim of this organization? That was to maintain peace and security in the world. How? By developing friendly relations between countries, right? And also helping the countries by solving their problems. Children, representatives of 51 countries at the time when United Nations was formed, they met in San Francisco and signed the Charter of the United Nations, right? And that charter that lists the aims and principles of the organization, right? One more thing I want to tell you. Since then, this day, that is 24th October, is celebrated as United Nations Day all over the world. Okay. Now let's discuss about the objectives of the UN. Okay. Now first I want to tell you, yes. Yes, the first objective is to maintain peace and security in the world. That was the first objective. The second is to develop friendly relations among nations by respecting each other's right. So in that way they want to develop friendly relations among all nations, right? The third is to promote human rights and freedom for all the people in the world. Okay. Then next we have to achieve cooperation Yes, to achieve cooperation between countries by solving many problems, right? Which kind of problems they may be the problems like economic problems, social problems, cultural problems, and humanitarian problems, right? So this could be the problems, right? To assist the nation in achieving these objectives, right? So for that they provide a platform of UN where all the nation can come together and discuss their problems, right? They can also remove differences of race, religion, language, and gender among people of the world. Now, do you know about racial discrimination? What is this? It is against any individual on the basis of skin color, that could be white and black, right? Or any ethnic origin, right? So, this is all about the objectives of the UN. Now, let's talk about the achievements of the United Nations, right? Students, since its inception, the United Nations has performed numerous humanitarian, environmental, and peacekeeping undertakings, right? Including providing food to 90 million people in over 75 countries. Just think about it. Assisting more than 34 million refugees and authorizing 71 international peacekeeping mission, right? So you can think about what are the achievements of the United Nations. It has prevented many conflicts that could be grow into major wars, right? Then uh, UN always favors disarmament. Why? So that it can prevent the misuse of destructive weapons like chemical weapons and atomic weapons. Right now, we can say that the world is now a better place to live. Why? Because we are now far away from any kind of war, right? So, this is all due to the efforts of UN, right? Now, let's move forward. Here, we are going to talk about the role of, wait a minute, the role of the major organs of the UN. Okay, this is General Assembly, then Security Council, then Economic and Social Council, International Court of Justice, and then we have Secretariat, right? Now let's discuss about them one by one. First, we will talk about General Assembly. Children, just look at the picture. This is the picture of General Assembly, right? It is also called the World Parliament of the Nations, right? This is the main body of the UN, right? This General Assembly is the main body of the United Nations, right? And this consists of 193 members, okay? It meets once in a year from September to December and discuss various issues, right? So this is about General Assembly. And one more important thing about General Assembly is General Assembly has the power to admit new members of the UN, right? So this is about General Assembly. Now let's talk about UN Security Council. Okay, the UN Security Council is 1 minute, students. Yes, let me take my pen first. Okay. UN Security Council is the most powerful organ of the United Nations. Just look at the picture. This is the picture of the Security Council of UN, right? The Security Council is responsible for maintaining peace and security in the world. That is the main work of or the role of Security Council. You know, children, it has 15 members, out of which 10 are temporary members who are elected for a period of 2 years, only for 2 years. Okay, and the other five permanent members, which are United States, United States of America, Russia, France, the United Kingdom, and China. Okay, so these are the permanent members. These are the five permanent members of UN Security Council. And you know, children, these five members have the veto power. Now, what is this veto power? Veto power means even if one of them votes against the matter being discussed, the plan gets rejected. Okay, so you just imagine how strong authority they have, right? So this is all about UN Security Council. Now we'll talk about Economic and Social Council, which we say ECOSOC also, right? Now, children, look at the picture first, right? I hope you have seen the picture. This council helps to promote economic and social progress around the world by handling problems on poverty, then illiteracy, famine, health, and so on, right? It also discusses on financial matters with the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund officials. Right? It consists of 54 member countries, right? And elected for 3 years, right? ECOSOC studies and recommends actions on the issues such as human rights, equality, women education, women, that means equality of women, then education and other medical facilities. Right? So this is all about the ECOSOC. Now let's talk about trusteeship council. This council was established in 1945. Let me take my pen. Yes, in 1945. And it was created to help the countries which were under the foreign rule, right? For that it was created. But it stopped functioning. Why it stopped functioning? That too in 1994, as most of these countries are now independent. Okay, because of that it was no more working, right? Now next we have the International Court of Justice. In short we say it as ICJ. Okay, yes. Now let's talk about ICJ. It is also called the World Court. Okay, it is the legal code of UN. Okay, The judicial branch of UN has its headquarters at the Hague in the Netherlands, right? And when it was established in June 1945 and started working by April 1946. That means we can say within a year it started working, right? It has 15 judges who are elected for the period of 9 years, right? And these judges are elected by Security Council and the General Assembly. ठीक है? All right. Now let's move forward, and here we are going to talk about the Secretariat, the UN Secretariat, right? If I talk about the UN Secretariat, it is the 1 minute. Yes, it is the executive branch of the UN that looks after its day-to-day operations, right? It maintains records and files and provide information and materials required by the UN bodies for all their meetings. Okay, it is headed by the Secretary General. And who is Secretary General? He or she is appointed for a period of 5 years, right? And he or she take cares of the daily operations of the UN, right? The UN Secretariat was established in 1945. And who is the head of UN Secretariat? That is Secretary General. Now, children, I just want to give you add-on information. You know who was the first Secretary General of the UN? That was Fridtjof Lie of Norway, right? Now, let's talk about Ben Ki-moon. Ben Ki-moon of South Korea, he served 2 consecutive terms as the Secretary General of the UN. So good, right? Now, at present, who is the who is the Secretary General? He is Antonio Guterres of Portugal, right? He is the current Secretary General, right? So this is all about the birth and the work of United Nations. I hope this video is very much informative for you all. Thank you so much. Till the time, take care and bye bye everyone.